What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the only podcast produced by three two-time winners of IMSA's Spirit of the Race Award. You're listening to the Check Engine Podcast. We are hosted on Anchor.fm and streamed all over the world on the platforms you use to listen to your favorite shows. I'm Nick. As per usual, both Tristan and Andrew are joining me on the opposite ends of the microphones. What's going on, guys? It's been a minute. How you been?
Yeah, it has been a little bit. I've been fine. Things are good. How about you?
I've been super busy planning
Jet
wedding
setting.
and job travels, which I'm doing again next week, by the way. So a lot of stuff happening. I think car related though, guys. I've noticed something starting to happen with my behavior, and it's starting to worry me.
Wait, first let's say hello to Tristan.
Hi, Tristan. Now, anyway.
Hello. Meanwhile,
back to my personal crisis. No, what's up, Tristan?
I got to hear about this crisis. I don't care what's up with me. No one else does either.
Oh, wow.
Come on, don't say that.
This is what happened. This is what happened.
You led with an existential crisis.
That's true.
I got to hear it now.
You can talk to us. You can tell us anything.
We'll get back to me later. I've had a couple fun experiences in the past couple of days, but we'll hear your crisis. Hey, your crisis first.
So it's been almost a month that I'm in my new job with the company that Tristan and I work at, and this is my first time actually managing a team of people, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's happening, but since I've taken this job, I've noticed myself taking longer looks at and or even double takes at BMWs.
Yep. Yeah, there it is. Hey.
And I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's happening. The creep, the managerial creep.
How do I prevent this from happening? How do I prevent myself from going like all the way over the edge? It's not I don't know why I'm doing it. It's not because they look good, or like at least I didn't think.
Tell us details. Which one? All right, wait, hold on. This is important. Are you looking at a BMW SUV or are you looking at a BMW sedan, like a 5 Series? What are we talking about?
Normally it's SUVs.
See, now you might think it's managerial. I can tell you it's the wedding.
You think?
And low T. I think it's wedding. Don't you think, Tristan? I mean, come on.
I mean, after we had the discussion that we had last time, I was over at your abode, Nick. It's 100% the wedding, and all things post wedding. He needs an SUV to carry his ham around.
Yes, he does. He does. He needs a ham transporter.
Hamsporter.
And episode title. Nailed it.
Because I can't help myself. I have a pathology.
So I mean, I think that's it. Now, as for the reason why you would go for BMW over a sensible SUV purchase,
I don't want to though. I want to prevent. I want to prevent myself from doing that though. I want this to stop, and I don't know how to make it stop.
Okay, so the thing is, I think you may have to accept the fact that you're probably going to end up purchasing an SUV in the near future.
But yes, that's a given.
Whoa, okay, all right. But it doesn't have to be a BMW, although here's the question. Are you currently missing visual status that the Focus does not grant you? Like, do you need to be seen?
No, actually, I had a great drive home from work today. The Focus cult is back out on the highways as well.
Sorry. Let me make myself clear. Not during the drive. And not during the drive. Do you need to be known as a man about the town in your driveway or in the parking lot of where you work, where you will be seen entering and exiting the vehicle?
No.
Does what you look back at define who you are?
Exactly.
You mean right now?
No. Would you like it to?
I say, would you like it to, and you're not getting what you need?
Exactly.
No, I think right now I'm getting exactly what I need.
As an
I'm actually
engineer and a huge nerd, I have no pressure to do anything of the kind.
True.
So I can't speak to this.
Just saying, like there is that bit of showmanship. It's kind of like that episode we're talking about picking cars for other people, right? The president where I work still has not bought a new car, so she's driving a Honda Fit from 15 years ago. It's kind of getting weird at this point. It's getting a little odd. Why hasn't she bought a nicer car? Why isn't she pulling into the parking lot every day in something a little
more
better?
Fitting of her
Fitting.
status.
Yeah.
I mean, stature.
Yes, Tristan, fitting. But no, that is actually.
I have no idea what that president looks like, by the way, folks. So that was completely just me misspeaking.
Well, I mean, no, it doesn't even
She's
matter.
quite tall, actually.
Yeah, why is she in a fit?
She's a shorter woman, but the whole point is she is representing more than herself at this point, right? She is the single figurehead for our organization, representing us not only to our board, but at other boards and at donor meetings and at fundraising events and at, it's that thing. And you can't pull up to a gala and ask the valet to park a Fit.
I mean, you can,
but you shouldn't.
Right.
Some might argue you actually can't.
Yeah, also that they're going to
depending on the size of depending on the size of the valet person, maybe you actually can't.
That's true. Yeah, they're going to think you're part of the crew. But I feel like that's the thing. So you can't ignore the fact that there is a certain responsibility at a certain point to not drive the car you drove in college.
But I didn't drive the Focus in college.
Well, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you would have.
Oh, I totally would have.
And car that would have been driven in college.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm driving the absolute bejesus out of it right now, is because I know it's not going to last that long. Like, we are going to need, like, the way we have it set up right now is, I mean, yeah, we can get hams in the back of Claire's car, but
Plural.
We're going to...
And your video froze with that face on too.
Yeah.
Plural hams.
But yeah, with the current setup with hatchback and winter beater SUV is just not a long-term sustainable thing. So I'm trying to enjoy the ST while I can.
Well, tell you what, next, I'm glad you brought this to us. I think we can help. And the next time we do an open episode like this, we'll bring you better suggestions. How about that?
Yeah, I didn't prep the guys for this conversation. This is just their initial reaction. So
that's all right. I guess we're all doing some embarrassing things now. I'll tell you this. I put the registration sticker on my car this morning out in the garage. The registration of my car expires thank you. It expires in February. I didn't think about it.
Just got around to doing it.
No, just got around to realizing that it expired in February.
That's what I mean.
I don't know what happened. Like, I don't think I got the thing. You know the thing?
The little like business cardy or like
the notice.
No
I don't
card.
think I got the notice because I do the same thing with that and with anything that I'm gonna that's important to take care of. Medical bills, car registration, stuff from the bank about the mortgage, whatever it is, credit card bills. Put it in my bag to deal with it first thing in the morning next to my computer. So I know that when I take my computer out, that'll come out with it. And they'll be like, oh, right, I got to do this today. So I don't think I ever got the card. And if I did, I just put it somewhere or threw it out and forgot about it. So it's been months now. It's May, essentially. And last month, I know for a fact that I drove from the center of South Milwaukee all the way out here with a cop behind me.
I guess he had met his quota for the month.
When he had pulled me over, I genuinely would have been flabbergasted. I would have had no idea why.
That's weird. I mean, I know the post office has been, I don't know how much of it is overwhelmed versus just the type of talent that they do hire, but like they've been kind of dropping the ball on stuff. So maybe you just legitimately didn't get your notice.
It could be that I have noticed it with Amazon a lot. Anytime I order only one thing from Amazon, regardless of what it is, it never shows up and it just gets marked as undeliverable and resent. Why are you doing this? Stop. The guy's just not delivering it.
Yeah, Jessica and I were talking about how just delivery in general is taking a dive. Like I had phone cases delivered for work or ordered for work. The shipping label was created in Indiana. It was then marked undeliverable and returned to the same city. And it never even tried to make it up here.
What are they doing?
Just, like,
at the distribution center, like out the door, and then nope.
Yep, the same day. It's like, oh no, that guy? No, he doesn't get stuff. Like
all the way to Wisconsin? No.
Yeah. What? I was like, does the guy have to walk? I mean,
that's like a 5-hour drive. Were you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, you don't make the drive. Maybe it was his first day. He didn't know.
Yeah.
I can't walk there.
He thought he had to drive to every package separately.
Yeah. So that was weird, and I've got stuff disappearing for other hardware and equipment. Just poof, just gone. Oh, that never got delivered. Time to file a claim. So
truly, the world is falling.
Maybe it's the vehicles. Maybe because I have gotten a lot of those from UPS of
vehicles.
Yeah, it's like there was an error or there was an issue with the delivery vehicle. It will be delivered the next day. I think the issue with the delivery vehicle is that the guy driving it doesn't want to come up my driveway.
Could be, or because I mean, I feel like that's giving him too much credit, frankly. That the van broke down, I think they just don't want to deliver shit sometimes.
Yeah. But we're not a shit on Postman podcast.
So we're not a delivery issue podcast.
Well, debatable. Anyways, so yeah, that was my embarrassing thing. I was off on my registration by several months, and now, although my plan was to get the Road America plate instead, so now I had to pay the late fee and the old registration, and we'll have to pay the new one too. So,
I gotta figure out how to do that because I was going to get the Road America one, and then my plate expired, and I had to
renew it first.
But so I renewed it, and now I just got to go figure out how to actually get the Road America plate. So,
oh shit, dude, that reminds me. I met the kid who has my exact car, the N-Line, with the N-Line plate.
Ooh,
he pulled in behind me at Pick and Save a couple weeks ago. Literally like right behind me. I didn't notice him, and I said what's up and was like, I really wanted to get that plate. He's like, yeah, the second I heard they were coming out, like I went on and reserved it. I was like, yeah, it must have been pretty quick. So yeah, it seems like a nice kid. Didn't really
I will be stealing his license plates.
Extended conversation, anything like that. I mean, well, see, that's the thing. I don't know what I'm going to put on mine, but I got to get one, right? You got to get Road America plate. They're really cool.
Yeah,
plus
awesome.
The black would look great, and it's a whole thing.
That's almost as big a thing for me on my car as it being a Road America plate.
Yes,
black plates on a black car. Yeah,
I actually just got a compliment on them in the parking lot at a grocery store a couple days ago.
Black plate on white car, also very classy.
Yes,
I was walking in and just got out of the car. I was walking in, and this guy on the other side of the aisle, I guess you would say, of the parking lot was like, "Great license plates, man." And I said, "Heaven on earth, dude. Love Road America." And, and like that was it.
Salesman instincts right there.
Yeah. I'm actually looking it up for both of you, the Road America license plate information and application. Vehicles that qualify. First bullet, an automobile.
All right, we're good.
It's It's not, you don't click the button you think you should on the list, because in the way the only reason I know this is I had to embarrassingly deal with it just a couple days ago. The way you have to select the plate, the site is set up for people new to the state first, or new drivers first, or new cars first. Then
Yeah.
underneath that is the regular people link, which you think would get used more, but what do I know?
Well, while we're on the topic of embarrassing things that happened,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I don't know. I don't know if you, Nick, attended the uh, semi-mandatory corporate festivities yesterday.
Was it mandatory?
No,
Semi.
I'm joking. Semi-mandatory, mandatory fun. Um,
I say because I don't think anybody from the downtown office went because it was in Brookfield.
yeah, it was not. I don't know. It was not overwhelmingly attended. It was pretty full, but not overwhelmingly.
It
But
wasn't overwhelmingly mandatory.
exactly, it was only moderately mandatory. No, because I was asking if you had been there because you may have seen me arrive uh, from miles away.
Was the car
I
smoking
You have
again?
my attention.
I had let I had to go back to the office, so I had left my car at home because Jessica's car still has not been fixed due to part shortages. Um, so it's just kind of sitting in the driveway waiting to get repaired. Um, so I left her my car in case she needed to go somewhere, and I took the Jeep to work,
Hmm.
which was fine all day. Not a hiccup, not a nothing. And I'm driving to the happy hour, as they call it, ironically enough. And
More like
um,
sad hour.
and I am one stop sign away from going to the parking lot, and I come to a complete stop, and just absolute cascades of steam come out from underneath the hood with no forewarning whatsoever. No little wisps before it, no not anything else. And I'm like, what now?
What now? He asks in a cloud of.
It's the same issue as when you were down in Georgia.
No, different car.
Yeah, different car, different car. That was
Oh
the
shit,
That was
different
the
car.
Outback. Yep.
about, yeah.
So, so I like nurse it around the corner and into the parking lot, the very edge of the parking lot at work, and come to a halt. Wreathed in the mists of time, and get out of the car and pop the hood, and the main upper radiator outlet hose had just fallen off.
Hooray!
It broke a hose clamp. But luckily, I work at a place where implements tend to be readily available, and right down the street from an Advanced Auto Parts. So bought a new hose clamp and a bunch of coolant and fixed it and drove home. But I'm the asshole in the in the parking lot with his head with his buried up to his shoulders in his car, while everybody else is inside drinking and having mini pretzels.
Oh, it's the damn mini pretzels that get you.
What a fete. Means party
Quite
in
quite
Spanish.
and French.
Same.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. I was going to ask how the party was, but
It actually, I did go inside and have some mini pretzels and put my tickets in the raffle and get my free pint glass. So I didn't miss all of it.
okay.
But like 9 people stopped and were like, "Hey, you got a dead battery?" It's like, does it look like I have a dead battery? The car is
Yes.
steaming.
This is battery steam.
I'll put my face right in it. Yeah.
Almost all of our money is made on battery technology. How the hell do they?
Yeah.
Why?
Famous for producing non-dangerous steam.
Yes, like that's. I can't tell you how many service orders our service centers get for smoking batteries. The tools. Like, what are you talking about?
That might be the default thing, though. People might just, if you have a car stalled, people might just assume battery. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
Probably. Yeah. Not
They
car
see the hood.
people.
They see the hood open, and it's like, oh, dead battery. No, not this time. So,
But it wasn't.
luckily, all
Not even
repaired and
close.
fine.
Well, that's good.
And you survived. That's important.
I survived, which I almost did not do today.
What
I was
happened?
I was in the left-hand lane going fast enough to be in the left-hand lane, um, and
So you were
passing people.
speeding.
And I didn't say that. I was passing
Didn't have
people
to.
in I was passing people in the center lane. That's all that matters.
It's legal,
And
by the
and
way.
um, and I almost got rear-ended in the left-hand lane by somebody who was not paying attention or didn't care. And because I go like, everybody does, you look in all your mirrors, you look at all your mirrors, and from one rear view mirror check to the next one, he was suddenly in my rear view mirror, like at a 3/4 angle, as he's just honking the wheel not to hit me,
Nice.
and goes wobbling into the center lane, almost tank slappers himself into the barrier.
Ooh.
I love that
Luckily,
word, by the way,
luck,
tank slapper.
Yeah.
Look, it's a motorcycle thing, really.
Yeah. It's
But
very feelable experience. Experience the fear moment, but
yes, and then like catches himself, but while he's still recovering and swerving across 2 lanes to stop his car from flipping over, um, we go under a bridge, and there's a state trooper on the other side
hey.
on the on ramp, and immediately gets pulled over.
Nice.
But it's just like, wow, I didn't. I can't fathom how fast he would have been going
Yeah.
to suddenly appear in my rearview mirror when I was already going as fast as I was.
Yeah, that's
That's something.
just out of the blue, it seems. I get that all the time. On Usually it's on the bypass, like 894, and it's 55 there, but nobody does 55. They're all doing over 65 at least, almost 70s, just to keep up with the flow of traffic. And then I would say like every other time I'm on that stretch of road, I glance up in my mirror, and it could be either side, right? And I just stay in my lane. Don't want to get in whoever this is way. There's somebody ripping through at 90, 95, just wow, just gone. And now there's a thing I heard. My to-be brother-in-law is a police officer, and like if you hit a certain speed threshold, they won't chase you because
Yeah, I don't think they do a lot of chasing.
they don't want to get into a high-speed chase. So basically, if you go fast enough, you are immune.
Well, I mean, I'm sure
You're immune from the cops. You're not immune from physics when you hit the wall.
Well,
So,
right. But
I
if
mean,
you
it's
if you can handle it and want to risk it, you can essentially just say fuck all speed limits and go as fast as you want to go because they're not going to chase you down.
well, I don't know. I don't
Just
have a
saying.
response to that.
I thought that's ridiculous, but hey, what do I know?
Listen, if the police in Milwaukee aren't even feigning an attempt to look after people's cars who get stolen, I don't think they're doing that either.
Did you hear that those are on YouTube now? Like
What's on YouTube now?
they're calling themselves the Kia Boys,
Oh, I'm sure.
and they're putting their car thefts on YouTube.
Yeah, because the police literally do not investigate. They don't do a thing.
Right. Yeah. So they're like
They
getting
don't-
famous. They're getting monetized now for stealing the cars.
No, they don't even make an attempt. That's what I was saying before. Like they just don't at all. They don't try. What are you gonna
Insanity.
do?
Nothing, apparently.
Yeah, like even if you have, whatever it is, the phone located car or GPS, or they doesn't matter. They're not going after it.
Crazy. What's this world coming to? What else we got to
is
talk about?
Here's something. Let's go through this list of cars. So I was in a different group chat the other day, and somehow this was unprovoked by me completely. People were talking about cars. I don't know. I guess dream cars is one way to put it. But it started off with a guy saying he always wanted a Del Sol. So I don't know if it's like dream cars or just cars that
Okay.
you would like to own. So let's just rate this list here. So what do we think about a Del Sol as a desirable car? Would no, yes. What do we think?
I mean, I wouldn't, but I've seen like there's those niche, like real kind of weird off the wall cars that all of a sudden are becoming like super desirable, like for the right person. Del Sols. I remember across from one of my accounts when I was still in Michigan, there was a dealership where all they sold was Fieros.
Ah, really?
Yeah, like it was a Fiero dealership. They had like a dozen of them in the lot.
Jeez.
I mean, yeah, and
Like,
I could see that with the Del Sol being like it's weird enough
yeah,
that you could see it being desirable to somebody,
I
and
guess
not to
that's
me,
true.
not to me, but it's like, yes, I've always wanted a 1994 Honda Civic. Like, like that's there's not enough to it to understand why someone would want it, but like just that
Right.
little extra twist with the Del Sol makes it at least plausible. I don't want one though. Yes.
Yeah. So that was the first one. The next person came in with a Toyota pickup, not a Tacoma because they didn't use that name yet. So it would have been pre 90, whatever that was. Just Toyota pickup would be the next one.
just pickup in general.
No, it's called the Toyota pickup. It literally does not have a name.
Oh, it's not like the T100 or something?
I couldn't find a name for it. It just said Toyota pickup. It probably is something like that, right? It's probably T100, T whatever it is.
Yeah, those are like the late 90s, I guess.
Mid.
1992 to 1998.
Like yeah,
according to this. Yeah.
Whatever that is. A and Toyota pickup, one each.
So
someone said VW Rabbit, old VW Rabbit.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I can
People
see that
have
one.
weird taste. Finally, a man of culture comes in with something, a Lotus Exige.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with that
Specifically
one.
teal with the black roof. Very classy. Very, very, very cool.
Orange with the black, obviously, for me. But yes.
And for the podcast, don't be selfish, Tristan.
57
no, just
Chevy,
for me.
Oh, yeah. 57 Chevy Bel Air in blue with white.
Yeah, it's a fairly standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick would order it all black everything, but
yeah,
probably.
You can't do that with a Bel Air though. You gotta, because I think that
I think some of those hot rod colors, the teal or the really light blue, kind of make it, because you don't see those colors anymore. So if I were to do one, I would probably go with like that, like aqua green or or the blue. Yeah, I probably wouldn't black that one out.
I guess this could be aqua green, whatever, surf green, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah. Seafoam.
Seafoam green. There we go. There, yeah. We have the next entry here, a 56 Thunderbird, specifically black with red vinyl interior.
Okay.
Not bad. Might as well just get the Corvette if you're going to get that, but what do I know?
Agreed.
Here's a weird one. 79 Cadillac Seville with red leather.
Land yacht.
Yeah.
And 79.
I don't know why a 79. I assume whatever that generation is, right? The 79 to who knows.
What color did he say?
79
black. Yeah, she said black. So it would be the first generation, 76 to 79.
So it is something that looks like this, dropping it into the chat. So this one isn't even very land yachtish. I mean, I'm sure to scale, like it's probably pretty long, but
oh right, 3-speed transmission.
It's not my great grandma's not my great grandma's 2-speed though.
No, I mean this is. I will say this.
I mean, that doesn't look terrible if you get a good one.
It's what I think of when I think of the term land yacht, though. And remember, it's from 76 to 79. It's going to have 19 horsepower at best.
19 horsepower from like 18,000 cubic inches.
5.7 liter.
Yeah, of course.
5.7 liter, 20 horsepower.
Ooh, 0 to 60, 11.5 seconds. A steamy 11.5.
One
So you
horsepower per liter, 5.7 horsepower.
Exactly.
you
Put another, and then the last one I have here, a '69 Pontiac Firebird. My personal least favorite Firebird. It doesn't really do anything for me. I think it's ugly. But what do you think?
in my opinion, the most desirable one on that list was the Exige.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
And
Yeah, I
probably
would agree with that.
and number 2 for me would either be the Old Rabbit or maybe the 57 Bel Air if you can get it in one of those cool old hot rod colors.
Yeah, I'd say Bel Air. I think. Yeah.
I like the Old Rabbit too. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I think the Old Rabbit would be fun. I'd like the old Toyota pickup truck. I think that's fun.
That's
I mean,
true.
there's
I was,
just
we
no
were just talking
concrete
about
taste.
we're talking about the hot rod colors, and I was thinking to myself, like, someday I'm gonna own a purple car.
No, that's my thing. I want to be the purple car guy.
Because I saw one the other day.
That's right, because you can't both do it.
Obviously not.
Purple bros.
Perp bros.
Yeah.
What car? What car did you see this? But there's very few cars that are purple.
Yeah, I saw the super deep purple Challenger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good color.
The purple people eater. It was the sticker on the back. It was fabulous.
See, that's just the problem with getting a purple car. Someone's going to give it a stupid name, and then it's going to be ruined, and you'll have to sell it.
I'll call mine the purple nurple.
It's not better. It's just not better. Makes me mad.
Call it the blueberry because, as we all know, blueberries are actually purple.
I also hate the fact that the actual color, that the name for the purple, the deep purple, is hell raisin.
What?
I went to the actual Dodge website because I was like, there is something about that color I don't like. And it was right there for me. Hell raisin, the name of that color.
I think that's the best part. I like that's super creative and
cringe.
punny.
It's cringe.
But I love it though. I don't care.
It's definitely not like, it doesn't sound like a Dodge thing to do.
Why? All
Like,
their paint names have stupid. They're all stupid. We've got
read them.
We've got pitch black.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
Granite.
Okay, so they're still not puns. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't sound
Just
like.
well, you keep in there.
It gets
Smoke
better.
show.
What was it? Sorry.
Smoke show.
Okay.
Triple nickel.
Triple nickel. Is that a
They
silver?
got both kinds, silver and gray.
Yeah.
Cinnamon stick with an S.
Yes, I was getting there. F8 green. Tornado. I don't know. White knuckle. Gross. Go mango. Stupid.
Which on this website I'm looking at is changed to Go Man Go.
Yeah. Tor red. TOR capital RED, all one word. Tor red. Octane red. Frostbite. And indigo. Which is not a pun of any kind, so.
Velvet red pearl.
Yeah, so
I mean, they're not great. They're just not great.
I think you've got to commit all the way and think of some sort of play on words with every color, even your 7 shades of gray. Or you just have to eliminate it completely. You can't go half and half like that.
I kind of agree, actually.
Like, if they're going to go all in, or if they're going to want to do the puns, like, go all in and do puns for all of them.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but I don't know. I guess Hellraisin made me chuckle.
It's gross to me. I will say along the shameful lines Nick has been thinking lately. Once again, I'm at the crossroads where what theoretically is the upgrade from the car I drive now if I want to still drive a car?
Well, are
I
you
don't
looking
want to
for
get an
more
SUV.
if you're looking for are you looking for more performance? Or are you looking for more luxury?
Well, I don't know. I mean, particularly, I don't feel necessarily underserved on either. But the reality is, it's still a compact car, which means that if you put two people and a ham in the back, you have next to no room. And it's not the world's most comfortable ride for anybody.
I don't know if people have heard the story also that whenever we refer to ham, we mean children.
No, well, I mean, let
By
them
the
figure
way,
it out.
no, no, something that is the size of a ham, like a bebe.
Yeah, like a human child, for example.
We're not
Also,
all really all that concerned about where we're gonna stash our hams.
also, by the way, I just want to point out they also have a black rim color that's called black noise.
I was really worried about where you're going with the word rim.
Yep. You're gross.
Yeah, you made me this way.
Oh, listen, that's a separate issue. That's for another day. But, but what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah. The next thing to do is go up a class, right? To get a
Correct.
mid-sized car, as it were, which is they're all giant. They're all absolutely massive. But there's no getting around the fact that I drive
Meanwhile, somewhere my
into
dad is chuckling in 1970s.
yeah, I know. I know. But
Chuckles in 60s and 70s American.
but there's no getting around the fact that I drive through and to the least maintained roads in what might be the entire state every single day all winter, and they're horrible. And the other problem is, because of how badly the roads are handled where I work, the biggest issue I come into has nothing to do with the fact that I use winter tires. I have a front wheel drive car. It's not hard to drive on. It's actually just impossible to drive through, because if there's snow, what happens is they don't plow ever. So it just piles up on the road and then forms like 5 and 6 inch deep ice dams. I mentioned this before. Everybody I work with drives a Subaru.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And
that's my entire solution to that problem is buy a tank of some kind.
but I hate the Legacy. I hate it. There's a guy around here who has the Legacy Onyx, Tristan, like the
Yeah, the
sedan.
XT, the XT.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, yes, the
yeah,
Onyx
yep.
XT. So it's the all black with the XT trim. It looks like shit. It it looks horrible, and there's like nothing else. I don't know what to do. I don't know.
So,
You should buy a Bronco.
yep, logical next step for
No,
for 80 grand.
No.
I don't. I don't. Are they really that expensive?
Because of supply shortages now they are, yes.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, it depends on which one, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you get all the fixins, or at least all the
I was-
fixins that Ford can provide right now.
I was reading an interesting article about the like some guy bought the cheapest available Bronco with like no doodad, steel wheels, like the whole deal. And it was like, how is it to live with the cheapest Bronco?
Right.
And it's actually apparently not all that terrible, really. It's quite good in its base form, and he argued it actually gets worse with the more crap you throw on it.
See,
was
first
like,
of all,
huh.
I can't be bothered to have an opinion on stuff like that. But the reality is, I don't want something that rides like shit. And no matter how you slice it, when you go Wrangler or you go Bronco, the number one thing you're sacrificing is the fact that you're going to hear this the whole time you're driving from those ridiculous tires on the road. And I'm just not interested.
I mean, you've answered your own question though.
What's that?
He's
There's only
eliminating
Bronco?
options.
Huh?
You need a Subaru that's not a Legacy and is bigger than a Crosstrek. You've narrowed it down to two options. You also need to join me and get an Outback, or
I
you
don't
need
like. I don't
you
like
need
the
an Ascent.
transmission. I don't like the transmission in it though. I don't
It's
like the
fine.
slop. It feels sloppy to me. I don't know.
I
It just
mean,
feels like there's nothing out there.
you've kind of painted yourself in a corner. If you want to stay with the sedan, you can either take a little step up and go with a Sonata, or take a slightly larger step and maybe there's a used entry level like a G70.
That Sonata N line is actually great.
Or you jump
Yeah.
right to a Telluride.
Or
Yeah, too big. And well, then I'd have a problem. Is that my wife would steal it constantly. She loves that car.
okay. Oh, that's a new factor that we're just finding out about. So what else does your wife hate in cars?
Do the
I
equivalent in
know.
car buying of my wife putting mushrooms on her food.
Yes,
Make sure
let's see.
make sure I will never steal it.
I've been forbidden to buy a charger, which I never would, because she says it's a security guard's sidekick car, and she's right. And it can't be anything with a manual, which I wouldn't want anyway, because it's very impractical for the way I drive to work. But I don't know, man. It just feels very stuck. And instead of what I assumed when I bought this car, which is that things would move more aggressively into a place where the next time I upgraded and got a new car, I would also get better size, better gas mileage, and probably mild hybrid. The one thing I learned, having my wife's car now be a hybrid, is that for the way I drive to work, it's actually worse than my car. Or should I say exactly even? Because what happens is I don't take the freeway to work. So in the morning, I take just, regular highways, 59.
Mhm.
But what that means is that, because I go to work so friggin' early, at 5:45 or 6 a.m., all the traffic's doing 65 miles an hour down those roads. And then on the way home, it's stop and go traffic. So
Mhm.
both of our cars, if I drive them to work, average the same because of how quickly I drive to work, which means that the hybrid doesn't do its job. And so I'll average something like 36 or 38 miles a gallon in my car on the way to work, and then I'll average 28 on the way home in my car, and it's the reverse in hers. So we end up both at 32 miles a gallon. It's like, all right, that's unhelpful. So what do you do?
You need to buy an F-150 Lightning.
No.
Okay.
I do like the look of the Solterra, though, for what that's worth. The electric Crosstrek there.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Kinda nifty.
It does
I would love a plug-in hybrid. They're all SUVs.
It's true. It sounds like to me like you're at the fork, and down one side is a Sonata N, and down the other side is an Outback.
This is nothing because he won't buy one. So
I
Well, it
wouldn't. I
sounds
don't
like
think I'd
Sonata
buy an
N to me.
Outback.
so everything down the other side is something that he has shot down when we've suggested it.
I just don't think I'd go for the Outback. I just am not a fan of how. I also hate sitting up. Like I just it makes me feel like a
Then
dick ass.
don't.
Yeah, adjust the
What do you mean?
seat.
What do you mean sitting up?
No, I don't like the ride height.
Oh.
Like even in the Tucson. I totally forgot what the even in the Tucson. I just feel like a dip. I don't know. I still want to drive the Santa Cruz because
Well, you're not
think-
going to like the ride height in that either. So
Yeah, that's
probably
pretty high.
not.
So
Probably not.
Shut that one down right now. If you're not willing to be as high as an Outback, which I still have to step down to get into, I'm not all that tall and I have to go down into my Outback. If that's too high for you, you are not going to want a Santa Cruz.
Let's see. Out of curiosity. Well, they just have that new edition of it, whatever it is, right?
That's a spec that car manufacturers need to put on their website. Minimum and maximum seat height. Not ride height, not anything else, like not ground clearance. How high or low does the seat go?
How high off the ground? Yeah, please. God, please give it to me in millimeters. You
Hey, the rest of the world that means something.
1,675 millimeters is the total height.
That's
213
just go to
millimeters.
meters, my man. That's like why give measurements over 1,000 millimeters? That's like when you say your
8.38.
child is 28 months
Wait.
old.
That's the height. Very unhelpful.
Well,
8.3. Okay, so
8.3
Santa
what?
Cruz is 0.3 inches higher, unladen.
Than the Outback.
Fundamentally the same.
So no, not that then.
Possibly. Hey, they're giving you the approach angle for whatever reason.
Yes, because it's an off-road vehicle, or at least it says it is.
It's not. Anyways, so I don't know. I don't know. That's a problem for later, clearly. But
It's funny on the topic of car buying. I was told a simply wild story by a coworker of mine. He used to own a Taycan,
mhm.
and he bought it as the second owner. It was certified pre-owned, which is funny to me because when he bought it, like that car had existed for like less than a year, which is a wildly short turnaround time in my mind. Someone bought that car and went, "Nope, don't like this," and turned it back in, which is funny in the first place. And like it was, and these numbers I should have written it down, but like let's say it was 150 grand new. He bought it for like 145 CPO, and then decided that he had had his time with it. Also, he wanted to trade it in because they were going to give him a screaming deal on a Cayenne, um, and that's what he wanted. And so he turned it in and made $2,000.
Wow.
He traded
The
it in for
absolute statement.
147 or whatever. Like, and again, the relative numbers are the same. I don't know if the starting point is absolutely 100% correct. So if he's listening, I'm sure I'll get corrected. But um, you know, the relative value is correct, and like the used car market is wild. I think it's the only thing that saved Jessica's car from being totaled.
Could
Because
be.
if
Yeah,
you look if you look at the actual value of that car right now, it's way higher than it should be.
so this was a recent trade-in.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's insane. I was just when I was my work trip this week, I was out in um I went out to Las Vegas. So instead of staying in a hotel, I just took the spare key to my parents' place and I crashed there for a night. And some of their neighbors who I had met before were out in the front in the street just kind of hanging out, chatting, and I went out there and the next door neighbor has a Bronco. It was the first I had seen it, but he had ordered it like when I was out there 2 Thanksgivings ago. So I'm like, "How long did it take you to actually get this thing?" And he's like, "Almost 2 years." And he's like, "I lucky I got it locked in when I did." And that's how I found out, Andrew. Like he's like, "Right now, you go to a dealership, the new ones are close to 80."
It's true. Most of them have markups, but I mean, the other side of that is they just sit there. Like that's what something I was reading on Twitter the other day that the Bronco, this super hot car, because they're marked up, they sit on lots for weeks. Like
Mhm.
they can't spin them off the lot. Possibly because of the markup, possibly because people just aren't that interested. But it was interesting, an interesting
And
thing to learn.
possibly because, well, it depends, right? Maybe. Possibly because of the used car market being what it is.
Yeah, but you're not
Like
getting a
everyone's got
used Bronco, you know?
no, but I'm saying, you do I get a used other SUV or like a used Explorer or a used F-150
Sure.
rather than a new Bronco? Look at the pricing. Oh, like this this F-150's got 50,000 miles on it. It's 3 years old, and it's 25 grand cheaper. Like, okay, you know,
Right. Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, shit's just weird right now. And a really funny tweet I saw, a really funny tweet, um, was that manufacturers like Ford, as we know, have been making cars and then just sitting them in lots.
yes.
Um, the funny tweet was from, I want to say it was Larry Velikat, something like that. He who lives in Michigan, auto writer for Automotive News. He's like, you know what's interesting about all these companies making these cars and parking them in lots? Hail season starts soon.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of, like dealer, dealer used cars that are just hail damaged.
Yeah, I mean,
By the way,
yeah, he's made a really good point. I was like, oh shit, you're right. Like,
yeah, he's right on point.
That's real.
That is a real risk.
Yeah, in a lot of places, because I've read an article about like one place, it ended up like flooding a bunch of cars in a stock lot or something. Like, big storm came through, and
Yeah,
like 3,000 cars had flood damage or whatever. It's wild stuff.
Oh, you hate to see it. I mean, what do they do with those?
I don't know.
damage
I
is
have
like-
no idea. We should ask
Write them
Brad.
off.
Yeah, we should. Oh, we should. Yeah, let's talk to Brad. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, he'll actually know. Like, we can, make something up, but
We've done that before. But yeah, we can actually ask someone who would know.
exactly, he would actually know. So
I
think
can
that'd be
put out an EPB, or I can just ask, hey, you want to be on the show next week so we can ask you more shit.
there we go.
And we can see what he says.
Oh, other things we saw. Tristan and I both saw the same Lucid Air
Shut up,
Yes,
really?
yes, we
Yeah.
did. Yes.
Where?
on the road.
Well, yeah.
It was over on 59,
Yeah, on
Right?
59
Yeah.
out by me.
out by your house. Yep.
I haven't seen it. I haven't figured out where it is here, but I've seen it the once, and he saw it out here too. So clearly, it's somewhere in this vicinity.
What? Where's that even, like, it had to be just an order that was delivered to this person, right? There's not like a Lucid
would think so.
dealership around here.
No,
don't
I don't think so.
think so.
I don't know if there's a Lucid dealership anywhere. Maybe California.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that either.
How did it
they
look on the
do
road?
truck deliveries.
Yeah. Like a Carvana type thing.
Yeah,
How did it look on the road?
horrible. Oh,
Okay.
it looks so stupid. Remember a couple years ago when they redesigned the Prius to look like a triangle? Looked
Yes.
way more ridiculous than that. It looks so dumb on the road.
Does it look
I wouldn't
worse
be
than a
surprised.
Tesla?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
There is
Tristan
one
would
in.
be good.
There's one in. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was terrible. It sticks out like a sore thumb. It's definitely recognizable,
Mhm.
but there is a studio, which what they call their dealerships in Oak Brook, Illinois. So
Oh, that's not too bad.
not
I mean,
too
you
far.
would think that's where it would be, I guess.
Yeah, but no, I was not a fan.
Wasn't this thing like the Motor Trend Car of the Year this past year?
Oh my God! I saw Rivian too. They do exist. They are a car
Yes.
company.
Yes, I saw one. It was OD Green.
Yes, same. It's got
So maybe it was the same one then.
gotta be the same one.
I mean,
Maybe
there
it's the
can't
same
be that
person.
many of them around. Was it the
But I
pickup or
bet-
the SUV?
The truck. I saw the pickup one.
The LLT one or whatever it is.
Sure.
RT one.
Yeah.
RT one. That's got the panels behind the back doors that you can open and like you can
It
See
does.
through
They
the
were not
trick.
open. believe it or not.
R1T.
R1T.
Yeah, it's got this little feature here that I'm putting in the chat where you can
Yeah, no,
open-
the little doors. They stay closed when you
you
drive
can
though.
you can make
Well,
it
yeah, I
your,
know that.
make, you can make it a camp kitchen.
You can.
Is that the
Um,
intent?
relevant to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's that actually looked fine. I will say that. I think that looked fine.
Yeah, that
Really?
looks. It looks. I have a little issue with exactly the headlights,
Yeah.
but everything else looks fine.
How big is it in person? Is it like Maverick? Is it like
No, it's
F-150?
F-150. I
It's
thought.
full size.
What do you
Huh.
think, Tristan?
Yeah, I think it's a little smaller. I think it's like Ranger sized.
Oh, really? Huh.
It struck me
Could be.
as it struck me as smaller, but again, I didn't like drive past it up close.
No, I was on the
So
other side of the road, going the opposite
yeah, so
direction from
it
you.
could have been an optical illusion for all I know. But well, here's a picture of a man standing next to one.
Okay.
Now, do I know how large the man is? No.
This is a
So-
TV shaped like an apple. I don't know. I think I think there's obviously a major design problem with electric cars in that nobody is stopping them.
I'm gonna use this
And
picture on Facebook, by the way, Tristan. Just say, here's a man in a Rivian.
a man with his Rivian.
We don't know if it's his.
well,
It's just
his
a
in the picture
Rivian.
anyway.
Anyway, sorry. Continue.
That's all right. I just think that someone needs to tell these designers to knock it the hell off, and they're just not going to because they don't care how they look. I don't think, and that's the thing, right? If that's always the question, or one question I've had about electric cars, if they're going to be made mainstream, regardless of the fact the technology is not appropriate, aren't they going to have to start making them look like a car people want to buy?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
that's my big question because like right now I wouldn't want to buy an electric car because I don't want to buy a car that looks like an electric car.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? Once again, when we're back at the beginning of the Tesla versus everyone thing, where Tesla actually did make cars that kind of look like cars and kind of not. Then when you get to the actual car companies making them, for example, the F-150 Lightning is going to look like a Ford. It's going to look like an F-150. The Chevy one is going to look like a Chevy one. Then
Right.
there's Rivian, who makes some kind of beep boop submarine with weird eyes. And
Beep boop submarine with weird eyes.
I mean, yeah. And then the Lucid Air thing looks really stupid. It looks like those shots. You know, when you see the set pictures from a movie, like a movie set in the future, and it's like the big set car next to like a Chevy van, and you're like, that looks so stupid. Like now I can't see this movie. That's exactly what the Lucid Air looked like. You're next to like a '06 Corolla, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, who do you think you are?
That's funny. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, though. The Li Auto SUV doesn't look too terrible. That looks like
What?
something that someone may buy. Li.
Never heard
So
of
look
it.
up the Li One is the name of it.
Talking to your mic while you're at it.
The Li One. Li1.
Oh, sure.
That's
That looks
they
like
stole
something
that
that's
from
kind of SUV-ish that someone would want to buy.
I guess. I just get so. I just get so. Blech, when like the
looks
electric cars just, like,
vaguely
really doing this.
vaguely Volvo-ish with like a GMC nose on it.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Oh, hey, you know, what other car is like weirdly plentiful? I don't even know why I looked this up. I think it was like a weird Facebook meme someone posted to me about like the world's oldest man buying a CPO Blackwing Cadillac Blackwing CT4.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's just like the guy looked frumpy or whatever. So I looked it up, and there are a ton of like super low mileage Cadillacs just sitting.
Are you surprised?
A little bit, because I
Look,
assumed that in my mind, the only people who would buy Cadillacs are people who had been buying Cadillacs for 20 years now, and that they would just
correct.
buy the next one and then keep it. But
But
like,
how
what
Right.
they're
long
like
are they?
really,
How long are they keeping it if they're put into assisted living?
but I'm talking about like 12,000, 20,000 miles. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
their CPO. So
they
my
have
assumption would be
their
they came off lease though, not that
yeah
they.
they have their standing lease.
Yeah.
They just traded in their last one,
Mhm.
and then they've only put 15 or 20,000 miles on it because they're old and they don't really go anywhere.
Uh-huh.
Um,
They got
and
pulled over getting groceries at 3:30 in the morning.
and then they paid to get out of their lease early and trade in the car.
Yep.
I mean, you might be right. Should I get that? Should I get a Cadillac? The little
Y-
Cadillac thing? What's that called? Is it
Kajamalak?
CT? Is it the CT4? Yeah, it's CT4.
That's the smallest one, yeah.
Yeah, should I get that?
I really don't think you want that.
No?
I really don't think you want
The resident
that.
GM fan, you say no?
I I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad car. I'm saying you do not want a Cadillac.
But the V6 runs on E85, Nick.
Runs on corn.
It's flex fuel.
It's a
It's
corn
flex
burner.
fuel. It's a green car.
False.
False. Absolutely false. Yeah, I don't think you'd want that.
No, why not? Tell me. Listen, if you're going to get a BMW,
I'm not going to get a BMW. I don't want to get a BMW.
but they're making me.
Well,
That's the thing.
we're talking about shameful things we're considering, but then it's a little bit of both. It's Nick, like shameful things I'm considering, and then Andrew, except I don't want any of them. Is
Yeah.
is electric cars with like commuting coming back into the picture with how things are going in the world, things kind of correct or not, I'm not commenting on that, but people getting pushed to go back into the office more or whatever else, and
Mhm.
commuting becoming a part of our lives again. um it has at least passed through my mind, and the infrastructure is starting to get there around where I would spend most of my time. Like, would I take, a road trip out into the South Dakota Badlands in my electric car? No, but might I even drive down to my sister's in Georgia in an electric car? Maybe even. Um, especially with the dogs, because we make way too many stops with the dogs and they're way too long. Um, and every stop we take is 15 or 20 minutes, and you can 60% charge an electric car, which will get you to the next stop. It's becoming more appealing. A lot of the arguments that I had against it when this podcast was young are becoming less and less valid, not invalid, but less valid. And they've been, like Nick said, the idea at least has been catching my eye, but as we just discussed, not the actual cars, because I hate the way they look. So I would never buy one, but the idea of one that I would buy is more and more appealing.
Like I said, I would do a PHEV. The whole problem is there's not a goddamn practical one this side of $70,000. They just
Yeah, that's the
they're
biggest
just
electric car issue in
nonsense.
general.
Yes, let's make an affordable one now, please.
Or an SUV, I guess. Like on this list here, I'm looking at car and driver's list as a. So they got the A7, $75,000. The Q5, $55,000. Hey, the Bentley,
Hey,
the
That's a steal.
Bentley's in the 3 spot here. Who is this list for?
wait, what is the title of the list?
This is I guess it's alphabetical. Every plug-in hybrid vehicle for sale in the U.S. today.
Oh, never mind.
BMW 45. This one's for Nick. The BMW 5 Series 56.
Yep, there it is.
745. Oh, my mistake, Mr. Manager. This one's for you. $96,000
No,
with an EV range of 17 miles.
Wow, it'll almost get you to the grocery store and back.
You're right. My apologies. This one is for Nick. The X5.
Ah, there you go. Now
64.
you're speaking my
Chrysler
language.
Pacifica.
What's the plug-in range of the plug-in hybrid X5?
It's 31 miles. It's
Eh,
significantly better than the 5
yeah.
Series.
Wow.
Nearly double to
Chrysler,
31 miles.
Chrysler Pacifica hybrid. They make the Pacifica, in case you didn't know. The F90 Stradale is on here.
I'm not at that level of management yet, but thanks.
$570,000. EV only range of 9 miles. This might not count.
Good.
This one might not really count.
If
Yeah,
you
what's
can
the-
roll, if you can roll it downhill your EV distance, then it might not count.
I was gonna say, like, what is this is a very low threshold for making this list.
Yeah, indeed. Ford Escape. Hyundai Ioniq. It's a car. Hyundai Santa Fe.
No, it's a stackable
40.
washer dryer. We've established that already.
Tucson. Grand Cherokee. Anyone want a Grand Cherokee?
Nobody wants a Grand Cherokee.
I don't want that Grand Cherokee.
The Karma GS6. $81,000.
Karma GS6. I forgot that even existed.
I forgot Karma was around, but
this
I mean, there's just
sister, right?
then there's more SUVs, and the only other car I think is the Cooper SE Countryman, which is all-wheel drive only by virtue of the fact that some of the wheels are driven by electric motors and some are driven by the regular motors.
What about the Jeep 4xe?
I don't want. Why are you trying to make me a Jeep guy? I'm not a Jeep guy.
The Jeep 4xe.
I mean, as always, it all circles back to where it starts. The RAV4 Prime is definitely the one to get.
Yeah,
41,000, range of 42 miles, faster to 60 than the Toyota Supra.
The PHUV RAV4 is 41 grand.
Yeah.
What is the regular one?
Nick just found his next car.
Yeah.
No, what is I can't believe that price. So the regular one, the ICE version, starts at $26,500, so it's $15,000 more for a hybrid RAV4.
But and also like it's the nice one too. Like if you like the RAV4 Prime is the hybrid version of not the base one.
Correct.
So it's it's even closer than that.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's like it's not bad.
Holy
and
cow.
again,
guys, I just googled it. You want to talk about it? Sorry, Andrew. You want to talk about how crazy the used car market is? I just googled that and it popped up across the top like the sale bar on Google.
Yeah.
CarMax in Waukesha has a used 2021 RAV4 Prime plug-in SE, 2,000 miles on it. So dealer usage,
barely used. Yeah,
no, it wouldn't be
media car. Guess the no haggle price from CarMax.
This is 41.43.
Keep going.
No,
keep going.
47.
I will. You're not going to believe this. What I
60 grand.
$57,998.
Surely not.
I'll screenshot it right now.
But surely yes.
And put it in the chat. It is coming.
Well, I will say this, as you can expect, there are of course features to go up from the base price here of 41, and it's impossible to tell. I do not think this list includes any tax credits. I don't think it does, but that's always a question as well, right? Because are these Tesla numbers or are they real numbers?
That's a good point. I don't know. I just know I'm not paying 60 grand for any RAV4. I don't care what they stuff in it.
No, absolutely none.
That is crazy.
Right. At this point, we're just reading lists.
Yeah. You want to get out of here?
We probably should. Just because I'm seeing it at the top here while we're talking about um electric cars. Did you guys see the new Formula E car, the Gen 3 car?
Yes.
I
It
did.
actually
Yes.
looks cool. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's divisive, I'll say that.
You don't like it?
No, I'm saying a lot of people don't.
Oh, really? Well, screw them. They're wrong.
I don't necessarily mind it. I think it looks pretty solid.
I think it looks great. I still won't watch.
I'll look at these pictures all day.
Well, I mean, I follow their Twitter account. Is that enough?
What is enough?
Exactly. Speaking of Twitter, you can find us. Don't go on Twitter, but if you do, you can find us at Check Engine Pod.
And on Instagram at Check Engine Pod.
If you don't want to go to either of those, you can find us on Facebook by completing that last word and searching Check Engine Podcast. So be sure to like, follow, share, post, DM, reach out how and when you can.
And if, like me, you're losing your mind and you don't want to be on any social media anymore whatsoever, you can always email us. Inbox at checkenginepodcast.com.
Oh,
I will answer you. I check it every day. Please,
back
I'm
the
lonely.
email.
Somebody send me an email.
Please, love it.
Even if you just want a recipe for taco rice, I will answer your email.
It's true. He's the man with the taco rice recipes. All of them.
Taco rice is just burrito bowl, people.
It's burrito filling. It's like when you eat just the cannoli filling, but with a burrito.
I love cannoli filling. I love ricotta.
I now do. I didn't Italian before I met my wife, so I didn't know the joys, but I do. Now I do.
Okay, so now that we're getting into that, it's probably a good sign that we should sign off.
Let's get out of here.
Nick just apparently has something to do. I don't know what his problem is.
Thanks for sticking with us today, everybody. We appreciate you listening. We don't want you just to listen. We want to interact with you. What do you think of that list, the desirable car list that Andrew read earlier? Of that list, Del Sol, the 79 Cadillac, the 57 Chevy, the Exige. Which one is the most desirable to you? Let us know. We mentioned how to find us on the socials. Please send Tristan an email. Also, on whatever platform you're listening to us on, be sure to leave us a review, preferably a good one. Hit that subscribe button also while you're at it. Doesn't cost you anything, and you'll get notified of any new content that we put out. If you're really into what we're doing and would like to support this podcast monetarily, you have two options for that. You can go to patreon.com/checkenginepodcast / Check Engine Podcast, or hit the support button on our homepage at anchor.fm / Check Engine Podcast. Every cent donated is put towards making this a better experience for you, the listener, and none of it goes back to us. Again, thank you in advance. Do we have any shout outs before we sign off for the week?
Ooh, me.
Yeah.
I'm going to shout out my baby because we got pizza tonight. And I mean, she has like just a little like baby food. We gave her like a little piece of pepperoni to lick. That was really funny. Like, you guys should really have kids because it's just hilarious. There's a
Hams,
so she's had a bunch of different foods, and that was the first time like like poking this little piece of pepperoni in this baby's mouth, so making sure you take it away before she bites it. And she like her eyes go wide, and she her whole body convulses. And she goes ah, and you're like, she and she immediately leans forward for the rest of the piece, and you're like, no, shit. Now we're in trouble. Babies like pepperoni. What do you know?
How about knew?
That? Tristan, any shout outs?
Yes, I'd like to thank the very patient people at the Hawes dog training department, who put up with both the neurotic owner and the swift karmic retribution that is me having to handle a dog with attention issues worse than mine when I was a kid. Um, and managed to, in 3 weeks of six, we're not even done yet, actually get him to do anything. Which it sounds like damning with faint praise, but that is a entirely something that was unexpected, and very much appreciated.
All right, yeah, so thank you to them. I would like to do a congratulatory shout out to one of my teammates on our Wednesday night basketball league team. My buddy Steve and his wife welcomed a little baby today. 11
Hey.
pounds, 9 ounces, 21 inches long. Um, Big old baby. But everyone is
Big old baby.
but everybody is healthy and happy and doing fine. So Steve and family, congratulations. I believe that's little ham number 3 for them already.
Big
Uh,
hams.
Triple ham.
try ham.
Try ham.
So congratulations, Steve and family. That's awesome news. And as always, thank you, listeners, for your continued support. We love hearing from you. We love recording this for you. And we cannot wait to speak to you again. Until we do, take care.